This video is brought to you by Raycon. Hey folks, how's it going? I'm back today to talk about Kamp Koral, though I'm admittedly a bit late to this party, but whatever, I'm getting around to it now. So Kamp Koral came out in March of 2021, came out on Paramount Plus, which is like another streaming service now. It's amazing how after Disney announced theirs, all these other companies are like, oh God, we're late, we gotta move now. HBO Max put theirs out last year, and then Paramount Plus is like, hey, we got one too. Look, we've got Beavis and Butthead. Don't you want to subscribe? I kind of can't help but laugh at all of these old cable companies who are like, we'll never change. We refuse to change. Cable will continue. And then Disney's like, so psych right now. And made their streaming service, and then everybody else is now scrambling to do theirs. Whatever, I find it entertaining. But what about Kamp Koral? Is it entertaining? SpongeBob is no doubt one of the largest franchises when it comes to Viacom, Paramount, Nickelodeon. And I guess one of the biggest things that have dawned upon me with SpongeBob is the following. It has grown so popular, it is such a tentpole franchise, that it's never going to get a proper conclusion. SpongeBob has entered the ranks of The Simpsons, Family Guy, content like that, where it makes just enough money to where companies don't want to let these IPs go. These companies aren't trying to write the best stories or the best conclusions. They're trying to churn the best profit. And SpongeBob does that. It has always done that for Nickelodeon. It eclipses everything else. It pushes so much merchandise and kids love it, adults love it. Who doesn't love SpongeBob? I guess that's where we find ourselves. It's so popular, so big, that it just makes sense for Viacom, Paramount to go, let's make some spinoffs. Let's keep this going. SpongeBob is going to be like Looney Tunes. It's going to be like Scooby-Doo. It's going to keep going because it's just that important to us to keep it going. And for a lot of folks, they aren't going to like that. And I kind of find myself in that situation where I know my nostalgia for the original series because I grew up with it. I was like the perfect demographic for this show. Ideal. Not saying that there is a perfect demographic, but I grew up with this show as a kid in the early 2000s. I was like, yeah, I love SpongeBob. It's hilarious, it's cartoony, it's smart, it's fun, and I never stopped loving it. Well, I take that back. When there were some very rough seasons, and there was a point where I'm like, okay, now I think I'm done watching the show. I'm not actively watching it. And as far as the new seasons go, I haven't really seen them, so I don't know. I've been told it's gone downhill. I know that the third movie, I did not like that film in particular, but just ultimately the original run of SpongeBob was golden. Like some of the best content I've ever seen. And to see Kamp Koral, to see the Patrick Show, to see that SpongeBob is now going to be treated as a franchise like TMNT, like My Little Pony, it's sobering. But hey, that doesn't mean the content is inherently bad. Lord knows that there's a bunch of franchises out there that have had adaptations that have been better than the original, and sometimes much, much worse. More often than not, much, much worse. So, you know, I'll save this for a future video for SpongeBob, but for now, let's focus on Kamp Koral. So, the synopsis is you got SpongeBob and Patrick and the gang thrown back in time, as in, like, this is the childhood years of SpongeBob. He goes to this summer camp. He's there with Patrick and Sandy. You got Mr. Krabs, who's a camp counselor. Mrs. Puff is one of the counselors. You got Plankton, who's like the chef there, who like serves up the food for the kids. Squidward, everybody's there. Everybody's conveniently there. I guess they were all at the same camp, whatever. And this show was actually set up in the third SpongeBob movie, which is why I'm a little bit, I suppose, grumpy over the film, where it's like, this film feels like its only purpose was to launch a spinoff. Where the first film, the second film, had their own legs to stand on, this third one felt like a springboard, and it just kind of zaps away any genuine, authentic vibes the film could have given me. where it's like, really? This is gonna be what launches Kamp Koral? Okay. And then also in the process of doing so, you kind of create some confusion, because in the third movie, you got kids voicing SpongeBob and Patrick and Squidward, but then for the show, it's the original voice actors just sounding like kids, kind of. So go figure. I don't know, that was weird. It goes to show that I don't think there is a person at the helm of SpongeBob who knows exactly what they're doing. And I'm not trying to have a go at the artists. They're doing their work. Nothing wrong with that. You know what? If anything, I place the blame on Viacom. You probably have these executive business folks who are like, just do the thing. Just do the thing. Just make us money and shut up. And that's just the sad truth about making content. Rarely is the art going first. It's profit that goes first. And then if art's lucky enough to catch a ride, then hopefully it works out. But that's the nature of the beast. So Kamp Koral, the episodes, I watched all of them. And I know the elephant in the room is the 3D animation for it. I don't think it looks that bad. I don't think it looks great, but I don't think it looks bad. There's craftsmanship that has gone into it. And the lighting's a bit off. There are moments where it feels a bit empty, but the energy of the characters, the cartooniness, it's there. I think it would have worked better as a 2D show, but I suppose 3D was the way to go to, like, oh, the kids love the 3D and it's different, and it kind of gives us an extra reason to say why we're doing this. It's a prequel and it's 3D, so now you have to check it out. Also, the kids just love the 3D. So, okay, sure. If those are your reasons, executive business person from Viacom. I actually think the 3D kind of hinders it a little bit. I said it was cartoony, but 2D has a way of being able to go off model more than 3D. You can see that they're trying in the show to be as cartoony as they can, but like it feels limited compared to 2D SpongeBob that could truly go nuts. I think that's a strength of 2D over 3D. It's not like 3D or 2D are better than the other in any like way where it's like 2D is just superior, 3D is trash. It's like, no, they're mediums. So it depends on what direction you're going, what you're trying to do, the artist, their vision, the direction, stuff like that. And here it's like, okay, it kind of works. It suffices, but 2D probably would have been better, but whatever, it's fine. For me, it's the writing though that gets me. SpongeBob to me is the funniest when you have this pseudo-adult kid acting a fool. That's funny to me. He's old enough to have a job, to attempt to drive, to file his taxes and whatever, and moments like that where it's like, oh yeah, he's an adult, you know? He's an adult, but he acts like a kid. That's funny to me. But now he's a full-on kid, so it doesn't feel as ironic. And that kind of zaps a little bit of the energy out for me, where it's like, now he's just a dumb kid being a dumb kid. Before the situation of him being an adult acting like a goofball, that was funny to me. It feels like, and I gotta be real with you, like I'm not saying the writing's bad. It's not that. It just feels like after all of these years of SpongeBob, going on for what, over 20 years now, it's like, I wonder if they're running out of ammo, where they're like, what do we do? I guess that's why they're doing a prequel, they're doing spin-offs to try and shake things up enough to offer something new. But to me, it still feels like generic. I don't know. It's like, hey, what would SpongeBob say here? What would Patrick do here? Let's just take them and to the nth degree of their character and how they would behave with what was established with their characters. Maybe I'm just being a bitter old man. I don't know. I'm really confused on this one, guys. I really am. And that's why I want to do a full-on SpongeBob video. I'm gonna watch the entire series, everything. And it will most likely come out after the Patrick show. That way I can watch it too. I just want to sit down and just immerse myself in SpongeBob, do my research, and really think it over. Because I don't want to be an old man shaking my cane at the sky going, you darn new things, how could you, my childhood? It's like, no. Go into it with actual research, fair criticism, and take off the rose-tinted glasses when you can. That's what I want to do. And for Kamp Koral, it's like, it suffices. It's okay. It's not bad, but it's not amazing to me either. It's just, okay, a spinoff, a prequel, whatever. I'm not chomping at the bit to watch it. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe the kids love it, and that's good enough. But for me, it's like, okay. The folks behind this obviously can keep it going with the stories, with the animation, but me as a consumer, as a viewer, I just don't feel very engaged with it. Once more, it's not bad. It's just, there's a certain magic in SpongeBob that is missing. I think the original run from like the early 2000s and Hillenburg's involvement, there was something about it that just felt magical. Like you're watching something that's truly outstanding and one of a kind. And then that magic kind of disappeared, and all we're left with is like the bullet points of SpongeBob and these writers trying to capture that magic again and not really being able to do it. And also maybe it's just franchise fatigue. That's very possible. I will return to SpongeBob someday here in the next few months and do a full-on official video. Until then, Kamp Koral, I think if you have Paramount Plus, give it a shot if you want to. I don't think there's anything about it that's particularly amazing. Just feels like, okay, it's a prequel. All right, neat, I suppose. If they release a second season, I'm not like, again, chomping at the bit to watch it. It's like, nah, indifferent. I guess in hindsight, recording this video and thinking about it, SpongeBob, you are an interesting one. It's weird to see a show that was never made with the intentions of being like a franchise, a massive IP, something that could easily spin off into prequels and whatnot. To see it happen before my eyes feels jarring. Like, wow, there it is. We're seeing the evolution of what was an original show now into the realm of being like a TMNT, an MLP, the Flintstones, Looney Tunes, and so on and so forth. So I guess because of that, part of me kind of dies with that, where it's like, oh, okay. I guess it's never going to be officially concluded. And to me, that official conclusion would have been the first movie, but it just kept going, and it looks like it's going to keep on going. SpongeBob, you were just too successful, man. You flew too close to the sun, and this is the price you pay. So those are my stupid notes, my stupid thoughts, and I'll do a better video about this in the future. So, hey, if you saw Kamp Koral, let me know what you think in the comments. I'll see you all next time. So, I want to thank the sponsor of this video, Raycon earbuds. I've been rocking Raycons for over a year now, and I am very happy with them. I genuinely use them all the time. When I'm working out, when I'm going for a run, while doing chores around the house. I just pop them in, put on some music or an audiobook, and go about my day. Raycon was co-founded by Ray J, and let me tell you, Raycon is truly disrupting the electronics industry by designing premium wireless audio for half the price and without the compromise. They're doing things differently than other brands out there. From the way they design their products to the way they price them, Raycon holds true to their customers' experience from start to finish. I'm a huge fan of their everyday E25s. This version has a potent recharging case that can charge your earbuds for up to 6 hours. The earbuds are also compact and fit well in my ears too. The quality of the sound is also top-notch, with an excellent bass, and the Bluetooth pairing is seamless and fantastic. They also come in a broad variety of colors, plus a 45-day free return policy on top of that. Hell, you even got celebrities such as Mike Tyson, J.R. Smith, and Snoop Dogg, who are obsessed with Raycons. And best of all, Raycons are fairly priced and don't cost an arm and a leg like other brands. But Raycon still maintains a high level of sound quality. So click the link in the description down below and go to buyraycon.com/Saberspark to get 15% off your Raycon purchase.